Hey, everybody. Listen, welcome into the building. And listen, happy 4th. Happy 4th of July. I was like, oh, I'm going to be hanging out here by myself. But, I'm in Jersey and it's been going, it's very sunny, it's very warm outside. But 1 minute the sun is out, and then the next minute it's like pouring down raining. I don't even know if they're going to do the fireworks, but, we'll see. But it's been going in and out of having good weather. So happy 4th, y'all. And we are going to have us a quick little trending topic show. So I'm hoping you're all enjoying your 4th of July out there. I did. Let me see. It's not 4th of July music because with YouTube, you got to pick some free music. So let's hear a little song here. Let me see what I got for us. Guys, hey, that was our little I think the other side, I think you might have got it. Yeah, that was our little, yeah, that sounds good, right? That was our little help me out, 4th of July music. Okay, oh, it sounds good. Thanks, everybody. Listen, happy 4th of July. Welcome into the building for trending topics. What's today?
The 4th of July?
Is it Tuesday? Wednesday? Tuesday? What's Tuesday?
Today's Tuesday.
Thank you, Tuesday. Okay, I lost track of the days here. And listen, this trending topics is dedicated to Strawberry Letter.
Strawberry Letter. Oh, sorry.
What's Strawberry Letter?
Strawberry Letter.
And not 23.
Come on now. And so this is dedicated to Strawberry Letter because of Shirley Strawberry from the Steve Harvey Show. But we'll get into it, okay? Clea said it's Wednesday here. So it's Wednesday somewhere. Okay, so I got that right, okay? So listen, so Strawberry Letter, and we're going to get into it. We like to do the plain stories over here. So we got a plain meltdown, okay? A meltdown, another plain meltdown. I don't know what the heck is going on with these plain situations, okay? We got a plain meltdown, okay? Then we got cake mysteries. This family, if everybody could just mute until I finish talking. We got cake mysteries, okay? Where apparently this couple was accused of stealing a cake from a supermarket, and the popo got a little out of hand. We're going to talk about that. So we only have 3 topics. Okay, we're going to see how these 3 topics go, and we're going to get into it. So welcome into the building, everybody. Y'all know what I need in the chat, and I want to thank y'all. We need a what? All aboard, everybody. Now I already
boarded 17 in the building.
I already boarded our train with all our train riders, okay? Everybody, if you can mute there. I already boarded our train with all of our train riders, okay? So the train is a packed house tonight. Make sure you're not hopping this train for free, okay? Hit that like button. So I'm going to go ahead and get into our first story. And I think we'll start the first story off with our little plane situation. I don't know what it is about these planes, but this seems to be driving people crazy. Now let me just see if I can find our little story here. 1 second. Let me see, what one is it? It's this one. Okay, we're going to get into it. Okay. Thank you to the New York Post. Just stay muted while I give the details on this story. Okay. All right. So let's get into it, right? It says woman has an epic meltdown. It is not blessing. Okay. So, okay. Woman has an epic meltdown over not real passenger on American Airlines flight. She said, I'm getting the F off. I don't know what it is. Am I just hearing a noise or
No, you're not.
No,
okay.
I hear you too.
Me too.
All right. Let me just see if I can mute. Okay. All right. All right. So let's go here. Okay. So American Airlines flight, I'm getting the F off, she said. Okay. Let me just make sure. Okay. All right. A woman aboard the American Airlines flight caused quite the scene when she was caught on camera freaking out and heading for the exit, okay, over an apparent passenger she said was not real. Okay, the bizarre, explicit laden meltdown that went viral Monday reportedly occurred as the flight was preparing to depart Dallas Fort Worth International Airport. She said, I'm telling you, I'm getting the F off. And there's a reason why I'm getting the F off. And everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it. The woman yells as she paces to the front of the plane, according to the footage of the incident circulated on TikTok. She said, I don't give two Fs, but I'm telling you right now, that MF back there is not real. She then points to the rear of the plane, prompting other passengers to turn around to get a glimpse of her concern. So that's her. She lost it. She lost her natural mind, okay? That's her said. That's right there. She don't care who believes her, who doesn't. She said, y'all can sit on this plane and y'all can die with them or not. I'm not going to, the woman adds, but before apparently leaving. The footage was posted on by a TikTok user Sunday night, though it has since been removed from the account. Now let me see if I can play it for y'all.
And there's a reason why I'm getting the fuck off, and everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give two fucks, but I am telling you right now, that motherfucker back there is not real. And you can sit on this plane and you can fucking die with them or not. I'm not going to. Bye.
Somebody said, Bob, wait, hold on. Let me play from the beginning. Let's see.
I'm telling you, I'm getting the fuck off, and there's a reason why I'm getting the fuck off, and everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give two fucks, but I am telling you right now, that motherfucker back there is not real. And you can sit on this plane and you can fucking die with them or not. I'm not going to. Bye.
Ooh, child. Okay, so that was her. The original poster, according to the Daily Mail, said the ordeal delayed the flight for roughly 3 hours as all passengers were forced to leave the plane before reboarding. Good. What is in the air of the planes now? It's going wild. Things are going crazy. Hey, Trent, happy 4th. Happy belated Juneteenth, y'all. Happy belated Juneteenth and happy 4th of July. All right, we got to get into it because something is in the air on these planes. Something is amiss. Something's not right. In my opinion, what do you think happened?
I think she need to be back on her medicine immediately and not be on the no-fly list for the rest of her life. That lady is crazy, okay? And it was the man in the background saying bye to me. And got like not him saying bye to her.
Child, she was on something because she swore. How you gonna say you see the man, but you say he ain't real? What the heck was she hallucinating on? Robin, what are your thoughts? What's going on in these planes?
Well, I think that a lot of us have gone pretty crazy over the last several years. But when I read that article, all I could think of was, I need to end. What was the man? Who was the man or the person that wasn't real? What did they look like? Because you know me, I skipped right to the political climate. And I think that there's so much xenophobia that people have become so afraid of people that don't look like them in the mirror that they just lose whatever bit of mind that they have. So that was my thing. I was like, yeah, I was glad she was able to get off. Sorry that they had to delay, deplane, reboard, and delay that flight for so long. We might need to have to have a mental evaluation before people board planes.
Something. Maybe she sees dead people's eyes. Do y'all remember that movie? Some
Yes.
people might be too young. That movie freaked me out. But whoever wrote that movie did it so well.
Brilliantly.
Didn't they, Robin? Because I
Yes.
did not get it until the very end.
Me
Even
either.
when she said, "You see dead people," I was like, "OMG." Dustin, what are
Yes,
your
Diva.
thoughts? What's going on?
My thoughts are this, and I've said this before. People, if you people go crazy on planes, and there ain't no reason why they don't need to go crazy on a plane. I agree with, in my opinion, this evening, she needs to take her medicine. She's crazier she's crazier than I ever seen in my life. Now, come on, take your medicine and get off the plane so people can go on with their trip. This is getting out of hand, Diva. Every time I see something on the news or something we're talking about on this panel, something about a plane. Now, come on now. Now, those people on this plane move on, and people like her is what affects us that. They got stuck for 3 hours. This is crazy.
They were stuck for 3 hours. They had to get off the plane and didn't get back on. Because
And
maybe
then I
somebody
like the
said, why
point.
did they have to get off? Maybe they had to get off because, they had to make sure that, she didn't see something she really saw. I don't know, okay? Maybe she
I
saw
like the point.
movie.
I like the point where the guy said in the video, he said bye, and hopefully, I hope she gets put on a no-fly list for now on for the rest. I don't think she needs to fly. I think she needs her own private plane, to be honest with you.
A lot of people do, right, Dustin? Okay, let me move to Nikki. But before I do, maybe she saw the Boogeyman movie. It wasn't dark on the plane, but it probably got her messed up. Listen, Nikki, what are your thoughts?
Oh my God, I can't. So again, I work in a psych hospital, so to me, this is very familiar. And I know you guys are probably saying it in just like she needs to be on the no-fly list and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't agree with that. I do agree with she probably does have a diagnosis, or she could be undiagnosed. That's possible.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also possible that she could be under the influence of some sort of drug which caused this type of psychosis, which is why I put in there it's cocaine, because I'm telling you. But anyways, that's a whole nother story for another day. I have compassion because people, a lot of times when they're mentally ill, they don't think that they are. Especially like if they're bipolar or if they have like schizophrenia, they feel like they're right. And honestly, the job that I do every day working in a psych hospital, it's scarier to me because I see people all day long who I have to ask them, are you hallucinating? Do you see shadows? Do you see do you have anybody giving you a command telling you to do something? That type of thing. It's very real. And to that person, you trying to act like, well, something's wrong with her. It is, but somebody is seeing, she is actually seeing this. And what's scarier to me is I'm like, all I can think of is that movie, The Ring. I don't know if y'all remember that little girl that was in that closet. I'm like, what if she look, Lord of her hallucination looks like that and you can't get away from it? That's all I'm saying. So just be grateful if you have it in your heart that you don't have whatever she has. Because what if it doesn't go away? I mean, I talk to people every day and they're like, yeah, I see a man. He's sitting right there behind you. I don't react because I understand they're in psychosis, So I agree with them saying that she probably needs her meds because she obviously is seeing something no one else is seeing. But I have compassion because I'm just like, what if I was looking at, the boogeyman, like you said, Eve? I'm like, I need to get away from him. I'm just saying.
Adele, what are your thoughts?
Well, a lot of what's been said is what I think on the surface. But now let me try to go under the surface. Because honestly, there's a lot of stuff in the universe we don't know about. Like, my first thought is schizophrenia, right? You're seeing things, hearing things that's not there. But she said the person was there. So maybe she, but I'm thinking of the blue gold dress where some people saw gold, some people saw blue, and it was factual. It was something that happened. So this universe is full of things that we just don't understand and know. So even if we give her the matter of the doubt, it's a reaction for me. Like, she went like to 20. What do you usually say, 20 on 10 or 10 on 20? And she was doing a lot. So, and you're in the air. Well, they weren't in the air yet, but you're on the plane where people are already nervous. Everybody's on edge. There's so many things going on, and it's a lot. So I think someone else said this. Since the pandemic and everything that's been going on, everybody, there's some things going on where we're reacting a little bit more than we usually do. And at the end of the day, there's just a lot to take care of. So I'm just going to give her the matter of the doubt to say, whether it be mental health or really she saw something that some other people didn't see, whatever it may be. I'm just gonna say whatever. I can't even come to land at a place.
Or maybe she simply was because she didn't. If you see her face, I don't know how many times I could really play the video because YouTube is so crazy. Maybe I'll try to play it again in a second. But if you pay attention to her face, she looked like she possibly could have had a little bit too much to drink or a little something else. And somebody else says that somebody might have slipped a little something. I see somebody's trying to get in backstage, but unfortunately the train is packed. We are full house right now. And Felicia B, thank you for sharing. She said, my son has schizophrenia and it was very scary at first, but now my family understands the illness better and we have all gained compassion for mental illness. Yes, and we definitely have compassion for mental illness, but we'll probably never know exactly what was going on with her. But when I see her face, I felt like she may have been a little tipsy, or maybe she took something, or maybe somebody slipped or something. I don't know. I'm just going by looking at her face a little bit more. She didn't seem like she was just losing it. It seemed like she might have been a little bit, had a little bit extra to drink. Okay. And I do know there are some people that are afraid to fly, and to calm their nerves, they do drink a little something, right? A little wine or whatever the case may be. Maybe she had one glass too many. I don't know. But I know she was seeing somebody that she said he was there. He just wasn't real. Now that's different. She said he was there, but he wasn't real. And she said she getting off because she about to live and y'all going to die. Y'all can stay if y'all want to, but go ahead. Chef Cab, what are your thoughts?
Well, you took the thoughts out of my head. I had two thoughts. It was one, she's afraid to fly. And the drug dealer gave her that ooh-wee. He gave her that ooh-wee. He gave her that ooh-wee. She could have been on mushrooms. That sound like mushrooms or acid to me. Just telling you from
how you know, Chef? No.
research, either mushrooms or acid could do that. And the other side, because they never showed the person, it could have been
there was no person.
There was no person there?
There's a whole bunch of people on the plane, Chef Cat. She just said everybody look back. Who is she talking about? Because she said he was there, but he's not there and he's not real. But
so was there somebody there?
Child, listen, you got to ask her. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Because I thought, and no offense, but it could have. I'm sorry.
They took everybody off the plane. I don't think they found anybody. I'm just messing with you.
Okay. Because I thought maybe it could have been a transgender, and she was talking about that. I don't know. That's the other thought that came to my head. I don't know. I'm not saying, but that's the only two thoughts. Either she had that ooh-wee, which I really think that happened, and she probably had that, that magic mushroom. And the thing about it is, when you think you're done tripping, you're not, and you get that flashback, and that's where you are. So I think it was either one or three drugs, and that's where you go.
Okay, Carrie, your thoughts?
Okay, so I'm from the same school of thought with Nikki, but where I differ with her is I do believe that she needs to be on a no-fly list. But that's for her protection and the protection of other people. If in fact it is mental health. I mean, we can all agree that people that have mental health issues are not handled properly because people are not trained to handle them properly. Policemen, flight attendants, sometimes even family members. So for her own protection, I do believe that until there is some type of diagnosis, and that's if it's mental health. If it's something else, then she definitely don't need to be on a plane with anybody. If it was just alcohol or drug, if it's determined that it's drugs, But if it's mental health, yeah, I mean, yeah, there's just not enough training for people to handle people with mental health. We have a prison full of people that have mental health issues that should not be there, and we've all seen that people have been unalive and they have mental health issues. So for her own protection and the protection of others.
So Mo Nikki said a passenger on the plane made a TikTok video that she was seen at a bar early and accused of BM, a black man sitting next to her, of stealing her AirPods. See, if you look at her face, you know, mental illness is one thing, but if you look at her face, to me, she looked like she was high on something.
But Diva, she did say in the video, because I did see the video, or the parts of it, she did say something derogatory about black people. She said, that's why I hate all, you know, I don't know if that was on your video.
Right. So that wasn't on this video that shows. So see, so that's not mental illness.
She did say that. She said that's why I hate all of you, you know. So that's the video I saw.
It still could be mental illness though.
I know, I do agree with that. I agree that even when people have that much hatred, you have a mental illness. It got that far that, you know what I'm saying, that you unalive people, and that I believe that is a mental illness. I really do.
Hey Juice Radio, hold on guys, because I need to let 2 other people in the building. Hey Juice Radio, hey everybody. Sebastian, you're in the building. What are your thoughts?
Hi everyone, happy 4th of July. I know
oh Lord,
I'm gonna get dragged to what I'm about to say. Listen, I don't care if it was drugs or mental illness. This woman does not need to be on the flight list anymore. Okay? Second, flight attendants are not behavioral health specialists. Okay? So therefore, we probably don't need people who have mental health illnesses to be on flights anymore. I'm sorry. They're not behavioral health specialists. They're not trained to deal with people like this. They're not nurses. They're not doctors. And besides, people are already nervous already on a plane, and this could cause too much chaos. I'm sorry. No. We can't. We can't. We can't anymore. We can't. Either they create planes and flights for people who suffer from mental illness and who have a past use of drugs or etc. They could take those flights. Then let them on normal flights. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all, don't drag me. Don't come for me too hard. But it's just the truth. I feel as if that's what we need to do. Because it can't... No. These planes are getting a little too outrageous. These planes are getting a little too outrageous. And no. I have a small fear that when I do go on a plane, after seeing all these videos, because Diva is always recapping these meltdowns, I fear that I may be on one of these planes where someone's acting up. I really do. I'm sorry.
Listen, I told you I went on vacation. I'm just bad with recording, but it was 2 incidents that happened. One was the woman was so upset when she got on the plane, all of the overheads were pretty much filled, and she wanted her bag directly over where she was sitting. And the flight attendant told her, well, it don't work like that. If there's no room there, I'm not moving other bags just so your bag can go right over your head. She said everybody will get a chance to get their bag before they get off the plane. And the girl was losing it. And then the next thing you know, I didn't see her no more. She was off the plane. Okay, that was on my way home back from Grenada. And I'm thinking to myself, girl, are you stupid? It's not like there's a whole bunch of flights leaving back to New York like that. You just shut up and sit down and let your bag go where it go. Right? So that was on the way home. Then when we arrived back, they announced that our bags was going to be on carousel 7, but they put some on 7 and some on 8. So we're waiting everywhere on 7 looking for our bags, but then half of them was coming on 8. This one chick goes and she's blacking out talking about where are the JetBlue representatives. That man told her to calm down because there's none here and she need to just go over to 8 and look for her bag. Okay? And I was like, those were all moments I could have recorded, but I ain't fast and quick with the phone like that. But people are literally losing it. You cannot be that unhinged when you're going away.
Also, there's a thing where you cannot stand on the plane and talk about death on the plane.
Well, she's lucky. I think they recognized something was not right with her. What that something is, I don't know. Because another article I read said when she got off, she didn't get arrested, and they all had to end up getting off. Because you know what? They can't take the chance. Because unfortunately, once you say something, they can't take the chance of going ahead and taking that plane in the air, and then later on something was really there. So now they got to get everybody off and start from scratch again and look up under the seats for the invisible man that's not really there, because she done said somebody was there who wasn't real and he's about to kill y'all. Listen, I cannot. Let me no filter. What are your thoughts?
Was that happened yesterday?
I don't know exactly when it happened.
Because they were saying that there was some kind of a moon. And everybody was acting a little crazy. Some people acting out crazy. They say this moon that comes once a year, and everybody, I guess they say that some people who has suffer with a little bit of mental illness, they kind of go off a little bit. They're actually a little bit unhinged at that time.
Child. Well, we're going to have to figure out how to regulate these people on the plane a little more. Black Panthers, I don't know what they're doing, but I still appreciate you. Thank you so much. I really do. Right? All right. So that was the plane debacle. It's sad.
Can I say something, please?
Of course you can.
Because I cannot. You cannot. You're not in. If you're mentally ill, you're not necessarily in control. And we cannot wipe it all with one brush, because not all mental illness is the same. It's not all severe. It's not all. Lots of people walking around. Might be some people on the panel. I'm just saying. But to just wipe everybody with the same brush and then demand that, or have this idea that, well, those people over there can't ride with me because they're unstable. You're right. She obviously seems unstable for whatever reason, whether it's drugs or mental illness or both. But what do you do with people? Like people that I've met in my life who were diagnosed with schizophrenia back in the day before we had the advanced medicines and things like that, who they basically told her, no, you just got to go live a life of nothing. And now she has a PhD and she talks about mental illness. We're supposed to throw her off the plane too, because at some point in her life, she wasn't well, but she can't got to stay alive.
Mickey, let me say this.
Saying,
no. This is what I'm
everybody with one brush.
No, we're not. But this is what I'm going to say. Whether you got a mental illness that is diagnosed, undiagnosed, you're on meds, you're not taking your meds, whatever the case may be, if you show up to the airport and you acting a fool, whether you're black, white, yellow, orange, the man from Mars, you cannot get on this plane.
Period.
Okay?
That is not what they're saying. No, that's not what they said. They're saying if you have a mental illness, but those people should not be allowed on the plane.
No, I'm remixing it for Sebastian.
Diva reworded my thoughts very well. That's exactly what I meant.
You said people can't be on the plane if they have mental illness.
No. I'm doing the
Sebastian be trolling.
I'm doing a remix for Sebastian, because the end of the day, point blank in the period, if you're acting a fool like a nut job, you went to the bar in the airport and you had one too many. I don't care if you got a first class ticket, a coach ticket, or wherever your seat was on this plane, you won't get on here today. Not now, maybe later. That's it. That's all. Adele, go ahead, and then I got to move on to the next story. You're shaking the train on the first stop. Go ahead, Adele.
Right? In one way, I kind of understand what Nikki's saying because of the mental health situation. However, I think the piece that's missing is that lack of control in certain situations, if you're not taking care of yourself, can mean the life of everybody on the plane, because a person with mental health will be the one that opens the door of the plane. And I'm not saying that will happen, but what happens is if you have mental health issues and stress, when you're in stress, that's what triggers it a lot of the time. And a lot of people, because they're afraid of flying, they get really stressed and triggered. So I think even if you're in a good space, it's a good idea to let people know or travel with someone who can keep you calm and all of those things. And in the severe cases where you're not even sure what you will do, like there has to be some things put in place. It's like a gun. That's why you have so many people with mental health issues that's shooting up places. They lose it and then they go half. And you have to have things in place for them. But I do understand what Nikki's saying. We can't wipe with one brush, because there's people that are fully functional who are in mental health themselves. They work because they are the example. They know the things that the person that's going through that they're helping to take care of is going through, so they can talk to them on a place of, I have mental health and this is why I'm here to try to help you. So they're the perfect person to help certain people, but at the same time, those ones who knows very well are the ones that will also advocate that me putting food in one place can also keep me safe. So
we all bought a ticket. I hear you, Adele, and I hear you, Nikki, but we all bought a ticket and we all got rights. And I got the right if the plane was supposed to pull off at 7:10 p.m. so I could get home or to my destination by 2 hours later. I got that right. Now you cutting a fool for whatever reason, and I ain't judging your reason, but I'm judging the fact that you cutting a fool. You cutting a fool, and now we're delayed. And what if I had a connecting flight? Now I'm screwed. Who giving me my extra hotel money? Who explaining to my boss that I didn't get to come back to work the day I was supposed to because you was sitting on this plane acting a fool? Their flight was delayed 3 hours for whatever her condition was or was not. And we ain't judging her condition. Well, this is what we saying. If you got a condition and that condition is not under control, walk, drive your car, take the Uber,
take the bus.
Take the bus.
There has to be a medium. There has to be a medium.
Take the bus. I'm with you, Sebastian, okay? And we don't agree much, Sebastian, but I'm with you tonight. We on the car alone, and it's okay, Sebastian. Keep your head up. Now, let's go to the next subject. I do understand you and I have mad compassion, but I'm just saying we all got rights, okay? And we got to all exercise our rights. Yeah, 3 hour delay. 3 hour delay. All right. So yeah. Best I don't start. Best I be ready. Listen, me and Sebastian on the car alone tonight right now, okay? Okay. We're not going to discriminate with if anyone is in disruptive behavior, it has to be handled in that moment. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So let's move on to our next story. Our next story is a cake mystery. So allegedly this couple was in a supermarket and they were accused of stealing a cake. The people in the supermarket kicked them out. Okay, wait, hold on 1 second. Also, Diva and fellow YouTube bloggers, we got alerts that Inside Edition will see the airport meltdown and they will report tomorrow night. Oh, okay. So, all right. Yeah. So you're saying there's going to be more to that story, Robert? Okay. So, so they were accused of stealing a cake. The employees walked them out of the store, and when they walked them out of the store, the popo was waiting for them. The popo cleaned up the husband, right? And the wife was taping it. The next thing you know, they came and took the wife down. Now we're going to talk about our thoughts on this situation. So hold on, let me show y'all the situation. Let me see where I have this one at. I think this is it. Let me make sure this is the one I want to show. Let's see. This might be it. So, court on the video, LA County deputy throws a woman to the ground outside a grocery store in Lancaster. I want to say this in California. Lancaster, California, an investigation is underway after the Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy caught on camera throwing a woman to the ground outside a store in Lancaster. The incident happened on June 24th outside the Wine Co. grocery store. The department say deputies were apprehending a man and woman accused of shoplifting inside the store. Let me X that out. I don't want that there. The woman told the deputy not to touch her before he grabbed her and slammed her into the ground. The man who was being arrested then yelled, "Don't slam her like that," said the woman had cancer. As the deputy struggled to cuff the woman on the ground, another person recording the incident yelled to the deputy to stop. I was disheartened that could have been my grandmother, my aunt, my sister. As you see, the lady in the video was just simply recording her husband's interaction with the deputies, and they came over and attacked her. I would say attacked. He grabbed her by the neck and slung her down. Okay. An activist group called Cancel the Contract, which calls for resources to be diverted from law enforcement into the communities of color, is organizing a rally outside of the store on Wednesday to demand that the department fire deputies seen in the video. All right. So pretty much, let me see. I had the video. Let me just see where I have the video at. Okay, I have the video. Let me share another screen with y'all. Hold on one second. Tonight, I may get dinged a lot, but we got to see this video. It's the 4th of July. We're going to go ahead and watch the video and see what happens.
Concrete. The man is frantic, screaming, "Don't slam her down like that. She has cancer." Another person recording the incident screaming, "Don't punch a lady," as the deputy struggles to cuff the woman. This on the heels of the man and woman being accused of shoplifting inside the store and store security escorting them out of the building where deputies took over.
Unthinkable that it was that were alleged to have stolen a cake. So basically this was all
Stolen a cake?
Yes, that was the allegation, that they had shoplifted a cake. So let me be clear, nothing has been proven. It was an alleged that they had shoplifted a cake, and that's how they came in hot like that, as though they were brandishing firearms or attacking or assaulting members of community, when it was simply a cake.
Cell phone video showing sheriff deputies cuffing a man outside of a Winco grocery store in Lancaster last week. Moments later, a deputy approaches a woman who is recording the encounter. The woman telling the deputy, "Don't touch me." The deputy then slams her on the concrete. The man is frantic, screaming, "Don't slam her down like that. She has cancer." Another person recording the incident screaming, "Don't punch a lady."
Woo. How do you shoplift a cake? I don't know. I don't know how you shoplift a cake. This is messy. A lot to dissect here. Sebastian, I'll start at the bottom this time. What are your thoughts?
I am so disgusted by the police in this situation. Especially, this happened in the state of California.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get how, even if they did shoplift a cake, what's the big deal? Because last time I checked, people have been shoplifting in Louis Vuitton for up to $1,000 in California, and the police haven't done ish. So what was this all this commotion for? What was all this for? Come on now. No. Cali, no. You get an F. The police gets an F. And this needs to be no. Not. She was brought to the ground.
She was tackled to the ground. I wonder if it was a chocolate cake.
I could care less, but like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. This whole situation does not make any sense for me, because shoplifting has been rising in California. People have shoplifted in front of police officers and they haven't done ish. But now for a little alleged cake, come on now. I have no time for this.
It's crazy. No filter. What are your thoughts?
That is crazy to tackle someone like that for a cake.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these police and them, they need to get a little bit of training on how they need to handle certain situations and how they need to deal with the public. Because, I mean, that's not right.
That's not right. And I think, like High Vibe is saying, the cop was pissed that she was recording him too. I think that really had a lot to do with it. But again, listen, even the woman of another race said a cake. She said this a bit much. Even she knew it was a bit much. She said it was a cake. Listen, Nikki, what are your thoughts?
This is just, I cannot. Oh my God. I'm trying to figure out, okay, in between them shoplifting the cake and the police getting there, I don't understand how they didn't get out the store quick enough. I mean, were they sitting waiting for the police to come so he could?
I know. I feel like no. I feel like what happened inside the store was they thought they saw them, I guess, trying to take a cake. So they kicked them out the store, but as they kicked them out the store, they had already called the police because the police was waiting for them outside the store.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like this is just my own little conspiracy theory, but I do feel like some unstable people join like the armed forces or the police or whatever, so that they can have an opportunity to live out whatever crazy deranged. Because it's like what happened to her didn't fit what, even if she did steal the cake, let's just say she did, like it's a way to kind of like it's almost like, you know how they say, well, police have the right to administer deadly force if they feel like their life is in danger or others, you know, and so that's understandable. But I don't, and even that I have to sometimes question, but that's their judgment. But I'm just like, it's a cake. Like, I mean, I don't know.
Is it crazy? Like Justin said, though, too. You know how many cakes they throw out daily in every bakery?
I know.
Yep.
You know how much food gets thrown out daily? And listen, I'm not by any means saying if they were still in a cake, they was right. But I mean, come on. This is a lot over a cake. Like I said, even the lady said a cake. Adele, what are your thoughts?
First of all, you thought, and then all of a sudden there's police. Like, even if they stole the cake, the severity by which you bring a certain amount of force to me is dictated by what I am doing. Even if they stole the cake, this severity is not required. Like, how do you then, a woman is standing there recording, you're going to grab her by the neck and put her, did you feel in danger by the phone that she's recording? Like, there's certain things here that police are taking a little bit too much advantage in certain situations. And in this situation, some people will say it's fear. Where was the fear here? Did you think I was going to shoot you with the phone? That's the problem. He obviously broke the rules about responding with the severity by which the person that you're going after is the force that they're using. So I'm not even sure. Like, this is just too much. This is just one of those situations where the person decided they didn't like how the other person was acting, and they're gonna do something to shut them up or put you in your place. And that's not what a police is supposed to do. You're supposed to be there to serve and protect. And I think a lot of times, in a lot of situations, they forget that they're working for the people in the public, not the other way around. You're not supposed to be against us. You're supposed to be here to protect us. That's it.
It's sad.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Chef Cab, what are your thoughts?
Okay. First of all, the shoplifting part is confusing because I was told to be considered actually shoplifting, and I don't know if it's you have to leave the store with the product or attempt to leave the store with the product. So if they got escorted out, you didn't leave the store with the product. You can, from what I was told, you can put a product under your shirt and walk to the counter and drop it off. They can't grab you before you leave. That's not shoplifting.
Okay.
And so when you call the cops, if you do call the cops, you got to have the person in the product. Where's the product? So it shouldn't be no allege. You're not, if these people have not walked past the cashier, okay? If you put a candy bar in your pocket, from what I was told, you can walk to the cashier, put a candy bar in your pocket. Now, it's not smart to do that, but you can pull it out your pocket and pay for it. But you have to be considered shoplifting, to be considered stealing, you have to attempt to leave. So that part is confusing. The other part is simple. It's like a cop told me a long time ago, just because you did well on the academy, you did well on the test, doesn't mean you're mentally suited to be a police officer. And that's what happened. To me, it was a power trip. He did it because he thought he could get away with it. That's what happened. If he knew it was going to be this backlash, he would never touch that woman. You know, but if he
was silly because she was filming, right? But when he saw her filming, what he didn't realize though was other people were filming too.
Yeah, and they don't realize, and now you have to react because sadly to say, this is nothing new.
Right.
This is nothing new.
Right.
I seen the cop in Scotch Plains snatch a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white girl up in the air and slammed it to the ground. So this is nothing new. So it's just now it's being recorded. Like people saying racism is not new. It's just finally police brutality is not new. It's just finally being recorded.
Yeah.
And so this is what's been going on, what you see with George Floyd and things like that that's happened over the years. And now it's on video. And so this is what we're seeing. And to me, you have a cop, a person who doesn't, and this is where it gets dangerous because this was just physical. What if he uses firearm?
Yeah.
Because that's a thought you can never take back. You can apologize for slamming to the ground. You can't apologize for taking it out. So that's a different ball game. So and on top of this, they say he was fired.
No. They're calling for him to be fired. He was not fired.
Yeah. Okay. The city and the town is going to take the grunt. I guarantee you about 40 lawyers are probably calling their house right now to take this case. Easily.
Oh, sure.
Easily.
Sure.
So they're gonna this is gonna happen, but this is just basically someone who was in the power. It's called power trip. He was on a power trip. He did it because he felt he can get away with it.
Yeah.
That's what
Rebels,
it is.
you know what? You know what's very sad, but I do understand the concept of it. You say give those cakes and excess food to the homeless shelters. They can't. Because you know what happens, unfortunately? Everybody is sue happy, right? So if any restaurant or any supermarket donates that food to a homeless shelter and then someone eats it and claim they got sick as a result of that food that they ate, that even if that was donated, now you could get sued. So they have to throw it in the trash. It's so incredibly sad. And I have a friend who they deliver food to restaurants and to stores or whatever. Now, this I didn't know, but again, it makes sense. Once food leaves the restaurant, or even technically, because sometimes I've been through drive-thrus and they have passed me the food and I already touched it. And then I look and I'm like, this isn't mine. They're supposed to take it back and throw it out. That's why most of them tell you, well, just go ahead and keep it. I'll make what's supposed to be yours. But these people be taking it back and then giving the right food to the person in the line behind me. They're not supposed to do that. Once somebody else touches that food, you're not supposed to take it back and give it to the customer that it really belonged to. You need to make the customer really belong to some new food. But that's a whole nother story in itself. My only thing to say is that that's why they're not allowed to give away this food. Because, you know, my first job, shout out to the people who first job was in fast food. I worked in McDonald's. Okay. And that's when I learned where they have those numbers up on the end of the thing, because it's a certain amount of time that after you make the burgers, if somebody didn't come purchase it, you got to trash it. But 1 second, please. It's all food and drug related. So you got to throw it in the trash. That's why they don't overmake the food. That's why in those fast food restaurants, they know how much food to put in up in the bin, especially like KFC and all of that. How much fries to drop, because they try to trend it on the how much people come in at a certain time. Because if somebody doesn't come in at the right time, they got to throw that food in the trash. It's sad, but it happens. Dustin, you got to wait. I'm coming to you after Carrie. Carrie, what are your thoughts? Are you there? We might have lost her. Oh, Carrie.
I was just going to add to what you said. Yes. And I was a part of a breakfast program at the school that I work with as child youth worker. We actually had people donate from bakery and stuff like that, but I don't know. I know that probably big conglomerate like McDonald's and those people are probably afraid, but there's some deals that smaller places tend to do, like the ones that we had. And I know of other restaurants that do it, but it's like private little in between deals that happen.
Right. Well, the thing is, if you like, you can donate it to, like, here in Houston, I think we have the hunger shelter or whatever, like KFC, for instance, they could donate it to the hunger shelter, like, but things usually not perishable, but sometimes they have perishables. And then they can give it to people that come and pick up, food or whatever the case may be. But the restaurant, KFC, can't say, okay, everybody at the end of the night, we have food. They can't do it that way, because Diva said they will sue them because they'll have stomach problems and food poisoning. But if you get it from a shelter, then it's a whole different thing.
It's a food bank. It's a food bank.
Food Bank of New York, City Harvest.
Yeah.
Food
but you can't just randomly donate it, though. Carrie, are you there?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay, yes. Okay, what are your thoughts on this situation here?
So, the chef, you're not confused about the whole shoplifting. So, in retail, That's exactly how Gap got sued because of when they used to have those tables out front. A girl came through and almost swiped the whole table, but she dropped it before she left, and they arrested her, and so she sued them. So now in retail, you can't even pursue someone even if they do have it. So there's protocol.
Darn it, you went out, Carrie. Is it just me or did she go out for everybody?
She went out.
It went out for
Went out.
everybody.
Oh, she was saying some good stuff.
Yes, she was saying some good stuff.
Sebastian, you and your voice, you kill me.
Yes. Can you hear me better?
Yes, I can hear you now. Go ahead. Go ahead. No, you're going in and out. Oh,
I can't hear her.
Yeah, we can hear. Dustin, what are your
She
thoughts?
might be having a storm too.
Yeah, Dustin, what are your thoughts?
I thought they can't. If you do anything in retail, they can't do anything about it over here. Because I don't know, something about the law. They can't do nothing about it. But they could try to get their stuff back, but they can't get it back. You know, so not unless it's a certain amount. So I don't know. What they can't do much about it over here where I'm at. It might be a different situation over there, but they can't do anything over here about it.
Yeah. All right. Robin, what are your thoughts on this situation?
You know, besides the fact that they veered away from this alleged shoplifting of a cake that we don't know what the outcome of that was, with regard to the police, it is once again a clear example of their overreach and overreaction. I think a large part of why they attacked the woman is because not only was he not doing the right thing, he wasn't doing what was right. He knew it, and he knew he was caught. I think that it's really important now that we do have so many people with their electronic devices because they are able to record. The police officer is not clear that, you know, you have no expectation of privacy in the public. That I think that hopefully we're into a trend because there's so many things that are so apparent that they're captured on film, that this is hopefully going to take us to a point where the notion of qualified immunity for police goes out the window because it's costing municipalities too much money. The police need to be responsible for their own actions, very much like how the police how doctors have to have malpractice insurance. I'm thinking law enforcement might need to have something that is akin to it because they're taking, if a local police officer does an action that causes them to sue the city, and the person who wins their lawsuit gets paid millions of dollars, I don't want my tax money going towards you doing the wrong thing. So yeah, I'm just, and I also want to say, just speaking of people recording, not only is my issue, my concern and hope for qualified immunity ending, what we have seen, which is very new, is that the police officers who have committed these egregious acts have now they're being held responsible to a higher degree than they have in the past. We're seeing not only terminations, but arrests and convictions. David Chauvin is lacing the jail cells. So, you know, there's hope there. But we want them to stop.
Yeah. In my opinion, what are your thoughts?
Okay. I'm gonna try to keep this short because it's messing with my nerves. Let me tell you something. First of all, every store has this thing called loss prevention that they can put that stuff down, and it's through their insurance, and it covers a loss of whatever product they have. But the fact that this man and this woman didn't make it to the door, you can't say they're shoplifting because they have to actually leave the store to shoplift. So the mere fact that you walked them out the door with no product in their hand, they didn't shoplift, you didn't catch them shoplifting. Okay, you may have caught them attempting to shoplift. But the fact that you put your hands around her neck and tackled her to the ground, how low are you? You sick son of a, you know what? I'm telling you, if we don't do something, if we don't speak up, because as much progress as we've had in some states, some have not had enough progress. And I'm telling you, I'm not paying my tax dollars to nobody for you to egregiously put your hands around my neck and throw me to the ground. I hope they sue them for everything they worth. I want their grandchildren to feel the pain of this lady's. I can't even deal.
Yeah. Well, see, I gotta look up the laws because I hear what you're saying and it makes perfect sense, right? You gotta actually walk out the store. But I've seen people get arrested before they walk out the store because they simply had it in their bag. So I gotta look into
In
that.
order for it, well, I know in Alabama, in order for it, because I've worked in the service area too, but in order for it to actually be physically shoplifting, they would have to bypass the cash registers, and you're catching them right before they go out the door. And usually at like Walmart and stuff like that, they'll let you get to the door so they can say you shoplifting. And as soon as you get to the door, they have somebody standing there saying, "Let me see your receipt." That's the reason why you see Walmart ask you, "Let me see your receipt." And if you can't produce a receipt for what they saw on the camera, they'll tell you to come with them and they'll walk you to the back, the security room. And then they call the police to the security room to get you and take you out in handcuffs at Walmart.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, listen, I said I got to look it up. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that I just know that there's other ways that you can be accused because I've seen people and my heart be beating. I'm like, why? Some of these young kids, they go in these stores and they're stealing, and I'm just like, for what? How could clothes be that serious? Do you know what I mean? All of them are not stealing because they just homeless and live in some bad situation. Some of them are stealing because they come out and they sell it. I know in New York, they used to call them boosters. They would say, "Tell me what you want." They would go to the store and get it and then come back and sell it to you. I promise you. And when we used to, because at one time my hairstylist told me, she was like, they stole that because I didn't know what was going on. They would come around with the deodorant. I mean, and they'd be like, they would have deodorant, they would have shampoo. I don't know. Have you ever seen that, Robert? I promise you, in New York, I used to see it all the time.
Yeah. I'm not saying people don't steal, but I'm just saying.
No, you're not saying that in my opinion. I'm just saying I'm moving on to a whole nother subject and just saying that these boosters used to take orders.
Yes, they did. Yes, they used to do, especially in high school.
Well, they're still doing it. They still doing it.
You need to get a manual together, Diva. He has said, who has never shoplifted before?
Who never bought from a booster? My first Louis Vuitton, my first silk blouse and all that was from a booster.
Ma'am, you're on the internet.
My first tote bag was from Booster too.
No, don't incriminate yourself. I can't.
No. Listen. I'm a chicken, and I told y'all I've been working since I was 13, and I literally the first time I understood what I was seeing. It was because my hairdresser told me. And see, here's another thing: I never even really did my own hair, right? Only because I didn't know how to. So I've been going to hairdressers from a very young age. And, I never forget, like the woman was coming around. Some of them went to vendors. Not every person that walked around that had their products were people that stole it. Some of these people went to the vendors downtown, wherever the vendors were, and they would buy bulks of socks and wholesale. Thank you. And they would be selling you the socks and the this, the that, and the other. But some of them would literally boosters that would take orders. And Black Panther says she pleads the fifth, okay? And I hear you, boo-boo. I hear you, okay? So here's the thing. I feel like that I don't know what this couple did, but whatever they did, I will say this. They, in my opinion, got a lawsuit on their hands because I feel like they use excessive force. And she was standing there holding her phone. Now, we don't know what part of the video we saw, but did he say, put your phone down, put your hands back so I can arrest you or whatever, you under arrest or whatever. It just seemed like he tackled her because he was pissed that she was filming the arrest. hair salons was like going shopping back in the days. I'm trying to tell you, these boosters had everything and they will legit take orders. Okay. Anybody else before we move from this particular subject? Everybody
I have
good?
something to say real quick.
Yes.
My standing on this situation is that I don't understand it, because people have been shoplifting in the streets of LA these past couple of years, in high-end stores, have shoplifted in regular stores, shoplifted in small businesses for up to like $1,000 worth of merchandise. But yet this woman, for an alleged cake slice, that probably what, $5, $10? Come on. Like, no.
Listen, like I said, when the lady in the video even said over a cake, that's when you know it's bad, right? So yeah, Canal Street. Thank you, Canal Street. Listen, people. Child, this is a mess.
That's a whole nother discussion. We talk about people who buy this merchandise, who have I know someone who used to have parties with somebody, and they would have a mix of the Canal Street knockoffs with the real thing.
Yes.
Listen.
Yes.
Girl.
I had a friend that said my girlfriend take orders. I said, orders? Like how? And I also work retail, and I will tell you this. They did tell us this in the store. Don't try to stop. Don't be a vigilante. Don't try to stop the person that's stealing yourself. You call mall security. And what we had to end up doing in the store, because they would attack the front of the store. That's why also they always have greeters in front of the store. And then they had these things that, these studies that they did. They said if you say hello to the person and they're aware, that they know that you're aware they're there, they're less likely going to steal, because they kind of know that, okay, they acknowledge me. So that's why they tell these people, don't be in your cell phones. Acknowledge the people when they walk in the store. Say, hi, I'm Diva. Can I help you? You looking for something? If you need me, I'm here. You understand what I mean?
Another thing is,
wait, hold on, Sebastian. What we would do with the front of the store, you put one hanger this way, you hang the other hanger that way. So then when they go to grab the rack, they're never going to get the whole rack of clothes, because all of the hangers were not facing the same way. So it's going to jam them up. And this, I'm taking y'all real old school. When we had expensive stuff back in the store, it used to be chained up and locked up. All the leather jackets was chained up and locked up. So when you wanted to try it on, we had to go get the key and unlock it. Does anybody remember those days? Am I that old?
Yes.
Come on,
I definitely remember it.
Come on. Is that okay? Am I that old? I promise y'all, the leather coats and anything that was super expensive, it was chained up, it was hanging up, but it also had a special lock. And you had to come unlock it so the person could try it on. They could touch it and they could see it and everything. And then some of them, they were so expensive, you would take it off and the lock was there and it would ring. The alarm would go off. I'm serious, y'all, for all of y'all youngins.
And then you had to unlock the dressing room for them to try it on.
It's still that way in Burlington. It's still that way.
You gotta talk at once. Who said something?
I said it's still that way in Burlington Coat Factory. I went to go get that Michael Kors coat. They had to come unlock it.
Well, see,
I saw that Michael Kors. They had to come, and that was during COVID. I came up in there daytime. I saw the coat. I liked it. Excuse me, can I try this coat on? Because you probably could put maybe your arm in the sleeve, but that's about it.
Yeah.
You wasn't trying. You couldn't even try it on. So yeah, that still goes on.
Yeah, you know what? But Best BK, some of them wasn't like uber expensive, because I didn't work in like luxury stores. Maybe sometimes the jacket would be $200 and change or something like that, but it would be locked up. It'd be locked up, and you had to go get that key. You had to ask your coworker, "You got the key? I gotta open this jacket or get this purse to somebody." Go ahead.
Real quick. Have you ever been to? I've been to a boutique in the boutiques in New York and in Boston. Them doors locked behind you. You had to buzz your way out.
Locked. Yes.
They locked.
Yes. Some
I've been in Woolrich. I've been in a couple of them boutiques that they're high end places. As soon as you come, that door go click. You got to get. You ain't running out the store with that.
That's not a fire hazard.
Well, it probably was. No, it probably was, Nikki. But I'm telling you, it was stores like that. Yo, it probably was.
Well, it's illegal to steal too, so.
No, but the thing is, if you steal something, you're harming yourself. If you lock me in here with her who's stealing something and we all die because of a fire, what did I do?
Right,
I didn't do anything.
No, you're probably right, but I'm sure a lot of things, maybe rules have changed. But no, that's fact. There were stores you had to get buzzed in. You
see what High Vibe posted, Diva? You know, because of the state of the economy and there's so much theft, a lot of these stores that are chain stores, they actually have redesigned their floors so that everything is behind lock and key. If they started with just like the products for Black women's hair care in like the Walmart, stuff like that. And now, by the way, I know y'all I do not like the Target, but I went into the Target maybe about 2 weeks ago, and almost every aisle in the personal care, from hair care to deodorant, was encased. And that's
so was baby formula.
That's not Target. That's not just Target though.
They've done baby formula for years.
Baby formula. Baby formula. Yeah, a lot of stores of baby formulas locked up.
Yeah, but that's not just Target. They got it in CVS, Walmart, all these places are locking this stuff up now.
That's facts. That's facts. So Jersey Girl 68. Remember Wilson's Leather in the Mall? Yes, I do. They were all chained up. Yeah. Did anybody? What's that?
Ooh, Wilson's Leather was bad though. Shoes, you wasn't stealing nothing out of they store.
Listen, I hate to do old school on this 4th of July. Do y'all remember? And then I'm gonna get to the next one. Y'all remember those Shirley coats? I begged my mother for one.
Oh yes, I do.
For some of y'all, I'm going too old school for some
my
of y'all.
brother got his down on Canal Street.
What's a Shirley coat? What is it?
It's something.
It was called a Shirley
or whatever, and it right? Is it lambskin? Lambskin? Is that what it is? Yeah.
Like what store would they sell that in? I never heard of it.
They sold it in Macy's, Lord and Taylor's, Delancey Street.
Macy's.
Yeah, I wanted a Shirley. And listen, this is my last old school. I'm gonna take you back to. Y'all, some of y'all won't remember. There was a rapper called Roxanne Shante. And she did a video.
Yeah.
And in the video, she had on a fur vest. I begged my mother with everything in me to give me one of fur.
Why you want to talk about me? The ROXA.
I can't take it.
Come on, y'all ain't never begged for nothing when y'all was a kid. I begged my mother for that fur vest, and she said, "Stop." Okay?
Wait, Diva.
Oh
Diva,
no, Diva! I wanted.
Diva.
Let me tell you. After I saw Madonna and all them in the bustier, I wanted one of them. My dad said, that's a bra."
It is. Diva, how about this one? Remember, Diva, you were probably around 14 or 13. They had these jeans that had a leather patchwork strip down the side.
Yes.
Where did you get this from? Is this at Macy's?
Life.
No, I'm saying where can I buy it?
Yeah, wait, to quote one of my faves, that's the life that we led. I just said, that's how we live.
But they don't make it anymore. Is that what you're saying?
So hold on, because Robin, they try to act like we just too darn old.
No, I just don't.
I'm playing with you.
The suede sweatsuits.
Hold on one second, guys. Before I move to the next story, now everybody had to have something they really wanted as a kid. Sebastian, what was your thing? What did you really want?
Well, I was kind of lucky because I got almost everything that I wanted.
Here we go with this brat.
Me and my older sibling are like 10 years apart.
So that's been a baby.
So my parents literally gave me almost everything that I wanted. There were things that I wanted that when I realized that they weren't really all that. And I got mad and I didn't, like, they're literally just in a little box or whatever. So I don't know. I really don't know because I
understand you now. I get it. It makes sense. Okay. Good.
Okay. All right. Okay. No filter. What is it that you really wanted?
A Barbie dream house.
All right now, see, did you get your Barbie dream house?
Yes, I did.
Boom.
I did them chores and everything that they asked. I was extra nice.
Okay, shout out to the Barbie dream house. Okay, Chef Kev, what is it that you wanted?
Well, it's two things. Two things I never got. One was underoos. My mother would not buy underoos. I wanted it so bad. And the other thing, and I think they didn't buy it because I was a guy, not knowing I was going to be a chef, but I wanted an easy bake oven.
Oh, they didn't get you your easy bake oven?
Nah, basically was a
The
microwave.
Susie homemaker was better.
Chef Cat, send me your address. I'm gonna get you an easy bake.
Chef Cat, the Susie homemaker was much better. I carried mine to college, my washing machine, and my stove.
No, we gotta listen. We gotta give Chef Cap an easy bake oven. Hold on now. Listen, Vanessa, thanks for joining in the building. But listen, what is it that you wanted as a kid? Did you get it? What was it? You on mute. You on mute. You on mute. You on mute.
I'm gonna tell my age, okay?
Yes.
Jordache jeans.
Oh, I had plenty of pair of those.
Come on now, shout out to the Jordache. Does everybody out there know the Jordache jeans? Come on now.
Jordache jeans with my kids.
Gloria Vanderbilt jeans too, with the little
Gloria Vanderbilt.
Yes.
I
$29.99.
I wanted them in high school, and I needed the T-shirt like to match for it to say Jordache, and then
yes. Come on now, you know what? I'm a matchy girl too. Wait, Kat, you wanted a Thriller jacket in a
oh my God, the red.
Remember Sassoon jeans?
Ooh,
Yeah.
La, Sassoon.
Okay, Nikki, what did you want?
I wanted two things. One was this like flat necklace. They called it a flat, but it was like gold. You know, do y'all know that? You don't know
a
that?
name chain? A name?
No,
chain?
it's just like a necklace, but it's like gold and it's flat. They call it flats. I don't know. Anyway, I want
A Figaro? You mean a Figaro?
A who?
A Figaro?
No, it's called a flat. It was from the 90s. I don't know. But
all right, I never heard of the flat.
The other if I showed it to you in the jewelry store, you'd be like, oh, okay, I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
But the other thing I always wanted was the Jordans. I didn't get them until high school though, because it's like my mom's a teacher and it's like, oh, you can't have that. They're gonna try to steal them from you. But I eventually did get some. So
okay. All right. Adele, what is it? What is it that you wanted?
Adele, you on mute.
You on mute, Adele. We can't hear you. I think she said come back to her. I think I went to you already, Chef Cat, right? No filter, did I come to you?
Yes, you did.
Okay. Dustin, what is it that you wanted?
What is it I wanted? I wanted an iPad when I was growing up.
All right. Did you get your iPad?
Yes, I did.
Well, amen. Look at you. Good for you, Dustin. Robin, what is it that you wanted?
I had two things that I really, really wanted. The first thing was farmers that we call overalls now, but I wanted farmers.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. I got my farmers. They were red. I got them from the Army Navy store on 170th Street.
Okay.
That next to the Buster Brown, if you remember.
Okay.
And the second thing was the Gloria Vanderbilt jeans. Let me tell you, that's the only thing I ever saved up for.
Mm-hmm.
And that became my signature jean item. And I remember the one day I was going to the first of those Budweiser Summerfest. Mm-hmm. It was in New Jersey at the Meadowlands. And I got me a brand new pair of Jordache jeans. I had some off-white shoes that I got from the Buster Brown on 170th Street. And I went and it rained that day. And the dye got all over my shoes. But I didn't care because I had my Gloria Vanderbilt.
Listen, shout out to all the people that had jellies. I had me jellies. I had some jellies.
Also from 170th Street.
Oh, I love my jellies, man. I had one in every color.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I had my jellies. In my opinion, what is it that you wanted?
I wanted my bustier and my leg, those leggings that had the warmers on them from the Paula Do days.
Yes. Leggings, right?
Yes.
Yes, I had my leggings.
They wouldn't let me get them. And by the time I was old enough to get them for myself, I ain't even want no more.
Diva.
Yes, Dustin.
What did you want when you were growing up?
Well, you know what? I wanted the bamboo earrings.
At least 2 pair.
I wanted the name necklace, but I wanted and so my mother got me one, but it was so small, but I wanted the big one. Okay. They traumatized me as a kid. I didn't always get what I wanted. I had to ask like 20 times. Okay?
Oh, they traumatized me too. And my daddy was like, "You want it? You gonna have to work for it." I wasn't lying. When they said I had to be 14 with a work permit, I was 12 going around the neighborhood. Can I do something for you? Can I clean up your yard? I was planting flowers and everything at 12.
Come on now. Oh yes, penny loafers. Did anybody have penny loafers? I did.
Oh, I did. Oh, I had a black pair and a brown pair. And I used to have a shiny penny in the inside of, man. What
shiny penny, yes.
Okay, wait. Adele is off of mute. Adele, what did you want?
I'm kind of boring. I grew up with my grandmother. So by the time by the time I went to live with my mom when I was 12, I didn't ask her for anything. Anything I wanted, or I would basically just make myself not want anything. It's kind of boring. So I just did whatever I could because I started working early and I was never into name brands. It's later on in life I start, thinking about what do you really want kind of a thing. You know what I mean?
I do.
But
no.
It's kind of boring. Sorry.
No, that's fine. Yeah, there's some people that that's fine. But I used to always ask for stuff. But you know what though? During our time, I'm gonna say commercials, like now with streaming and stuff, you may have ads, but I don't think it has the same impact as commercials did. Because we used to watch cartoons on Saturday, and every time a commercial popped up, that's what we was begging our parents for. And let me tell you, they drilled in our head about getting a Happy Meal from McDonald's. I used to, on a regular basis, beg my mother for a Happy Meal from McDonald's and Captain Crunch. That's the nastiest cereal ever, but I swear to you, I used to beg for Captain Crunch because when you watch the commercials on the cartoons on Saturday, all of the Frosted Flakes, all of the cereals, they would drill it in your head because they had commercials back to back for all of those cereals. And the next thing you know, you be in your parents.
Oh, I was in love with Tony the Tiger. Man, that commercial come on so much. I was in love with Tony the Tiger. Hey, do y'all remember McGruff? I used to be in love with him.
No, I don't know McGruff.
You don't remember McGruff?
No.
They don't know it. They don't know. But listen, y'all. Okay, we went down memory lane for a minute. Skippy for $1.99. Come on now, the peanut butter. Come on now. Listen, I'm telling. Oh, Skippy shoes. Yes. Come on. Okay, we're going way back.
Oh, do y'all remember when gas was 79 cents and that was high?
Child, listen. Take a bite out of crime. Come on now. Take a bite out of crime. Come on now.
Gas is higher than that now.
Wait, okay, no, yes, Stacy. All the cereals that had a prize in it. Do y'all remember that?
That's the only reason you wanted the Happy Meal.
Yes, that's the reason why I wanted the cereal was for the prize. I emptied the whole bag of cereal out just for the prize.
Wasn't you blessed with that?
How about Quisp cereal? Do you remember Quisp?
No.
Okay, it was an alien, had a round head with a little propeller on top of his head.
No.
Okay, I think we were living in Germany when it came out, but I'll tell you what, maybe about 2 years ago, I was in the shop, right? And they had the Quisp cereal. I bought it and it's still where, like most Black people, on top of my refrigerator. I haven't opened it, but it was so nostalgic, I had to buy it.
Listen, 12-star, wasn't that the most nasty and disgusting thing? We be digging our nasty hands to the bottom of the cereal just to find the prize.
And
everybody else still got to eat that cereal.
But they were good prizes, though. Them Cracker Jacks.
Oh, I love Cracker Jacks, boy. I still to this day like Cracker Jacks, though.
What's the name of the cereal? Crisp? What is it called?
Quisp. Quisp.
Okay.
Oh,
it tastes just like Captain Crunch.
Yes, they said good. Wait, Jamie. She said, I worked at Foxmore. That store, I don't know. Then Casual Corner. So you want to know what's so funny, Jamie? If you worked at Casual Corner, then you probably know the sister stores. I worked for Petite Sophisticate for a ton of years, which was connected to Casual Corner. and they had another store connected to them, and I can't remember the name right now. And yes, the leather jackets were locked up. All right, so listen, we got some connection here. I had fun, y'all, going down memory lane. We're going to hurry up because I'm hearing the fireworks out there. Oh, yes, I had a cabbage.
Is this it, Robin?
That looks like it.
Okay.
That looks like it.
Never heard of it.
Yes, I had a Cabbage Patch Kid. Yes, it is. Contempo. I think that was the store connected to all of them.
Oh, no, kid's sister and my brother.
Had a Cabbage Patch Kid? Jay Jacobs. Crazy.
You remember the dog, kid's sister?
Whose sister, in my opinion?
Kid's sister, the dog. It was kid's sister before it was Cabbage Patch Dolls.
That was Chucky's cousin, kid's sister.
No, I do not remember that. I don't remember.
We definitely had her in the South. I know exactly what she's talking about.
Wow. Oh, yeah, Baby Alive. Yes, I remember. All right, y'all, we went down memory lane. We're going to hurry up and go through this last story really quickly. Okay, that was fun. I enjoyed that memory lane right there. My buddy and kid sister. Oh, you know what, Miss Kiki? All right, now that you said my buddy, I am remember that, but I don't know why I don't remember kid sister being connected to it. Because it was a song, My Buddy. My buddy.
Yeah, wherever you go, I'm going to go. And then kid sister was kid sister. Kid sister.
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
Woo! All right, guys. So
hold on though. But I bet you Emmanuel and Sebastian have no idea what we're talking about. I'm just saying.
They do not. Okay, so we're gonna go to this last story. If you watch Rubik's Cubes, I hated those because once I twisted it, I never got it back to its original state. It was a mess. Okay. I had several Barbie dolls. I had several Barbie dolls. Okay. So somebody said my buddy and me. Yes. My buddy and kid sister each sold separately. Come on, Celine.
Yes, Maytail used to sell the cake out of toys.
Because you know what? They wanted to make sure when you came to the store, you ain't think that those two came together.
And Rainbow Bright. Oh my God. I had so many Rainbow Brights.
Chi-Town said, do you remember 357 or 579? The store? Yes, I do. I remember 579 more than 357, but yes, I do. Absolutely, I do. Teddy Rubik's. I don't remember Teddy Rubik's.
Yeah, he was like.
I remember Teddy Rubik's.
Like Teddy Ruxpin. It was a teddy bear.
Oh, Teddy Ruxpin. Teddy Ruxpin.
No.
Why don't I remember Teddy Ruxpin?
It was like a computer.
Like me.
Okay. Ain't this good? They sure do put that on there. Battery sold separately. You better ask somebody. Wait, Strawberry Shortcake. Why don't I remember Strawberry Shortcake?
Oh, yes, and they had a cartoon called Strawberry Shortcake. You gotta remember Strawberry Shortcake. You rubbed her stomach and she smelled like strawberries.
And in my opinion, didn't she have like red hair and freckles?
Yeah, she had red hair, freckles, and her stomach had a strawberry on it, but you scratch it and it smelled like strawberries. Oh man, I was so in love with her. I had like 8 of them.
I cannot.
I was in love. Okay. I would rush home and eat, and she would come on at 4:00. I'd rush home and eat to watch.
Now I remember the Care Bears because they had a cartoon.
Right.
I had all them too. Ooh, I was in love with them too.
Okay, the Wizzles. You remember the Wizzles? I remember Wizzles.
I don't.
Red Yarn Hair. Is that? I don't know. Yeah. All right, Pound Puppies. Why does that sound familiar, but I don't remember?
Oh, I love Pound Puppies. Now, I know you remember Pound Puppies. They had all these different dogs. They was all these different dogs, and they all had names, and they came on cartoon, too.
Ooh, okay, Scooby-Doo. Of course, I remember Scooby-Doo. Baker Shoes. I remember Baker Shoe Store. Uh-huh. Yeah, I had a cat. Oh, Alvin and the Chipmunks. Yes, and the Smurfs. Yes. Okay. Let me see what else.
I call my daddy Papa Smurf to this day.
Oh, you listen, the Weeble Wobbles. I remember the Weeble Wobbles. Yes, but they won't fall down. Raggedy Ann. Yes. What is? Wait, I'm trying to. It's going so fast. What is this? She-Ra, He-Man.
She-Ra. She's spelling it wrong.
She's saying She-Ra. She's saying She-Ra and He-Man. They used to be
a sister or a girlfriend. I don't know. But yeah.
They used to be action people that came on TV too. It came on around the same time as G.I. Joe and all them.
Okay, Fraggle Rock. I remember Fraggle Rock.
Competing with the Muppets.
Yeah, true. Stride Rite and Buster Brown. Because listen,
Yes.
every first child shoes came from Buster Brown and Stride Rite.
That's
yes,
right.
yes, it did.
They sure did.
We don't have that in
First shoes
Texas,
came
so
from.
I don't know where you're talking about.
It's I think it closed down, but maybe within the last 10 years. But usually before that, every first pair of shoes for your child came from Buster Brown.
Because they was the only one that had the shoes that your kids could actually walk in.
The hard bottoms. The hard bottoms.
Just last week, I was searching online, and you can get some Buster Brown products online. They don't have the Buster Brown shoe stores like the one I used to go to on 170th Street.
Right. So, okay, Mr. Potato Head and Mrs. Potato Head. I think everybody had one of those. I definitely had a potato head.
Don't leave out the game Operation or Mousetrap.
Come on now. Come on now. All right, y'all. That was
Memory Lane a whole lot better than the plane.
and sheets and ladders.
Memory Lane on this 4th of July. I hope y'all enjoyed it. So listen, let's go really quickly into this last story. If you listen to the Steve Harvey morning show, they have a very popular co-host. Her name is Shirley Strawberry, and she does these strawberry letters. Well, Shirley Strawberry got married later in life. I want to say she was 60. If anybody has, heavier detail, you could chime in. And she got married to
her second marriage.
Second marriage. Thank you so much, Robin. But he seems to be a little bit problematic. Let me see where I can find his story at. Huh?
Shady.
Little shady. Little shady. Okay, I think I see the story now. Let me share here. We're gonna go through this really quickly. So Steve Harvey's co-host Shirley Strawberry's husband charged with fraud, possession of child, and we can't say it. PORN. That's Shirley. That's the shady husband. Okay. Steve Harvey's radio co-host Shirley Strawberry recently wrote a strawberry letter asking a judge to release her husband, Ernesto Williams, from jail. Williams, 58, was arrested on fraud and child P charges. Police allegedly found a single incident photo of an underage child on his computer. Williams was charged along with another woman who is said to be his girlfriend. So you got a wife, Shirley. Then you got you a girlfriend, Erica King, 47, who pretended to be his attorney. Erica looks special, but that's a whole nother story. Strawberry, 68, was reportedly aware of her husband's lover. What is going on with these ladies like Wendy Williams who are okay with their husband having somebody else? I'm good. You got to go. But we're going to continue on, okay? They rented the house right next door to Shirley's home. Now that's mad disrespectful. At least Wendy Williams, the mistress, was a few blocks away. This
1 mile.
This one, she right next door. But Williams and King fell behind in their rental payments and began bouncing checks. Roswell police launched an investigation into their financial transactions and uncovered their $1 million credit repair scam. How do you have a credit repair scam and you can't pay your rent? Make that make sense.
That's why it's a scam.
Well, the facts. They would align themselves with their victims with promises to be able to grow their brands, their missions, their life goals, their social media followings, said Roswell Police Officer Tim. Williams has an extensive criminal record that includes serving time in prison for fraud and armed robbery. Now, listen, I believe in second chances, but I'm not going to be the one to give you a second chance. If the man that's coming in my life got a history like that, I wish you well. Invite me to your wedding, but I will not be walking down the aisle to say I do to you. That's me. I'm sorry. Williams' connection to Strawberry was confirmed when she wrote a letter to the judge pleading for Williams' release. Are you serious, lady? Your husband has a girlfriend. Your husband is accused of some heinous things, and you write in a letter to say, please let him go? Are you dumb, stupid, or both? As a condition of his bond, the judge ordered Williams to stay away from Strawberry's daughter. Now, that's a mess. What is that about? They said stay away from her daughter. That's problematic. Her daughter Sheridan and her 2 children. You want this man back, and the judge said he got to stay away from your daughter and your 2 children. Something ain't right. Something in the water ain't clean. He was also ordered to avoid any contact with animals. Say what now? When Williams wasn't committing felonies, he was a respectable businessman who operated a popular 24-hour barbershop in Atlanta. The New York Times wrote an article about Williams' barbershop in 2012. Celebrities like Shaquille O'Neal and rapper Akon were among his well-heeled clientele. According to Essence.com, a mutual friend introduced Strawberry to Williams in 2013. Whoever that friend is that introduced Shirley to that fraud needs to be slapped. He proposed to her live on the Steve Harvey Morning Show with help from Shirley's daughter, Sheridan. I was surprised and happy, Shirley said. They were married on Ernesto's birthday in January 2015. He was 50 and she was 60. So she was 10 years his senior. So she got married at 60. She should have known better. The wedding photos are still posted on their Instagram pages. One photo shows Steve Harvey walking his longtime co-host down the aisle. Williams captioned the photo, "Does your wife smile like mine?" Oh my God. That's them 2 right there. Hot mess. Shirley did very well for herself in an article dated January 12, 2015. Okay, and they said if you want more details, so shout out to the YouTuber, Chronicle Speaks. She'll give you a whole lot more details. Okay, you want to know more about this? Go hit her up on her channel. But that's what we got right now. It's a hot mess. You have people calling in to Steve Harvey so that you can get them advice, and you need advice yourself. Nobody should be that desperate for a man or for somebody to be in their life. Now, I ain't suggesting you do whatever, but let me stop. Sebastian, what are your thoughts?
Listen, people need to stop enabling cheaters.
Mm-hmm.
This is a problem. Once you give them one chance, they'll continue.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do finally break up with them, but let's say you have ties with them still,
Mm-hmm.
they will always have the chance. They'll always believe that they have the chance to get back with you. And sometimes it still could happen. You probably still would probably go back to them.
Mm-hmm.
People need to stop enabling cheaters. That's my take on this.
It's not just cheaters. He, for some reason, can't be around the animals.
Oh, has he committed animal A-ing? Maybe.
Perhaps, but he also cannot be around her daughter. So this is the case of hide your pets, hide your kids, hide your wives, hide your sisters, hide your nieces.
Is he on the same list as Nicki Minaj's husband? Is he on that same list, maybe?
He's problematic. He's problematic. And you writing a judge to let him out. If anything, I would have wrote the judge, keep him there. Lock him up and throw away the key, and make sure when
he worked the Nicki Minaj husband, okay, because he can't be around the pet. So yeah, he on the farm just acting a donkey.
Come on, 12 Star. Something happened. You can't be around the daughter. Hide everything possible. You got little Coco as a dog. Hide your dog because he's dangerous. And I don't think it was beating the dog. I think it was other things with the dog. I'm just saying.
I think this is what I think. I think it was the illegal dog fight, maybe. Ooh.
No, it wasn't no illegal dog fight.
No, it wasn't that because they don't say you got to be away from all animals.
Come on, Chi-Town Diva.
He was hitting that dog from behind.
Yeah, whoa.
I just
no
say
filter.
that.
No filter. What are your thoughts?
What can I say? I mean, I listened to her on the radio, but wasn't it Steve Harvey who introduced them?
They saying somebody else, and maybe Steve Harvey just cultivated the relationship and encouraged her, saying, "You know what? He's a good man."
Yes, I remember
Steve Harvey swears he is a relationship guru.
Yeah,
expert.
Come on, Robin.
Well, allegedly he got troubles too with people saying with his former wives and them who he shutting down bloggers from talking about his story. So I don't know what expertise he got.
That come on now. Mm-hmm.
You know, about giving these people these so-called advice. But I mean, she as a woman, you know, you always hear her talk, and I always, you know, kind of, what can I say, respected her for the stuff that she used to say. But to come and hear this about her, I'm really sorry to hear it.
You know
really
what?
Am, yeah.
Here's the thing too. You know, and I can say this as an older female, single female, I'm not gonna listen. If listen, commit me if y'all see that I'm being desperate and crazy.
You have
friends and tell them to lock me up. I shall not and I will not.
Diva, you ain't got to worry about it, okay? I'll come to New York and make sure you okay.
Come on, girl.
Listen.
Come get me. Slap me up. I give y'all permission.
We will call each other.
Yes.
Trust and believe. Because you know, and that what's sad is that she made whoever her crew is, that if they knew him or knew about him or saw something, either she didn't listen or trust her friends if they said anything. But I stand by my friends will hem me up in a minute and let me know how wrong I might be about something. And as much as I come across with a lot of bass in my voice and authoritarianism when I talk here, I listen to my people.
Yes. Chef Cab, your thoughts?
Wow, it's a lot to unpack here, but it's crazy, but one, I'm surprised that the people on the show, being that Steve Harvey has a big name, didn't research his background. You know, even though they claim
Chef Kev, I'm gonna let you finish. Sakisha, yes, I believe it is. Yes, in full detail, yes. Okay, so go ahead, Chef Kev. I'm sorry.
You know, so in that aspect of it, but they claim in the story I read or heard that she already knew about his past. So the staying away from the daughter, honestly, because the daughter's grown, so I don't know what that's about. Unless she had another kid. Because when she got married, her daughter was in high school. She was 18. So she's 28 now, whatever it is. I don't know.
But I think they said that daughter said that article said the daughter and her kids.
The daughter and her kids. Okay. But you know, and then really in hindsight, is like here you are giving advice. It's almost like that. I can't remember that pastor's name who was giving advice about being faithful, and he was, you know, with an Instagram model taking pictures.
Jackson.
So yeah, so I mean, it sounds very hypocritical, you know, and so I used to love to listen to the Strawberry Letter. You know, I used to listen to almost every morning. So now it makes you not even want to listen to it at all. You know, and maybe because at first I thought maybe she got bamboozled, hoodwinked, led astray. You know, so it happens. It happens to the best of us. But but did actually sitting there writing the letter, and the minute like whatever he did in the past is in the past before they met. But when they say he had the pictures on his phone, my attitude is, are you that desperate? Are you that lonely? Because she's very pretty. She's a very beautiful woman. I'm saying, there's no way you're that lonely. I'm not that lonely. I'm just not. And so if you got, like you said, if you got too much going on, I know people got a past. I'm not going to judge everybody. But if your past is too much, if you dragging too much, you can leave that behind. You know what I mean? Because I don't need to carry your weight and my weight too. We all got a past. To me, that's too much. That's just a little bit too much. And the other thing, which I was curious, because she said, I learned from my mistakes in my last marriage. Well, one mistake she made was her choices. She didn't learn from her choices because she made bad choices. You know, when you pick in this situation. So I don't know what's going to happen, but like I said, she sounds like, you know, her and Steve, but they sound like hypocrites now. You know, you got all these relationships.
She's still lost in confusion, right? Because they said she knew about the side chick.
She knew about the side chick too?
That's what it said in the article. I just read that. She knew about the side chick. So you know about the side chick, and let's just pretend you didn't. Once the court case went down, you definitely knew about her. And so you're writing a letter and you know about the side chick. You cool with that? How delusional can you be?
And here she is telling people to leave in Strawberry Letter.
Come on now. But you know who did the same thing though, Chef Cab? Wendy Williams.
Oh. You telling somebody to leave,
right?
And here you are, and your house ain't clean.
Your house is filthy.
You know what I mean?
Dirty. It's not a cluttered. It's not cluttered. It's filthy. Child, and come on, Tanya. They listed everybody for him to stay away from. They listed me on there too. She said, "Just kidding. No, I'm on the list too." They said mothers, daughters, sisters, females, dogs. I mean, what else did they need to add to the list? And they married in 2015. They married in 2015.
Yeah, how you gonna tell you how somebody had to do their laundry and your laundry dirty? You know what? She need to sit her behind down with that one. That's I don't know, but
yeah. Dustin, your thoughts? I don't know. Dustin may not be there. Nikki, your thoughts?
Sorry, I was on mute with
you. Okay, well, hold on, Nikki. Go ahead, Dustin.
What was the topic? I had to step away for a minute. So what we're talking about here?
Well, I'll come back. I'll circle back to you so you can hear a little bit more. Go ahead, Nikki. What are your thoughts?
Well, I don't because I don't know the whole story. I can't necessarily. I always feel this way. You cannot fault anybody or blame anybody. But the predator or the perpetrator for the acts. So it's like, I don't know how, and like I said, I don't know the whole story, but I don't know how Steve Harvey introducing them is somehow Steve Harvey's fault when people don't show you all kinds of things that are in their past or even in their current, right? So how would I just know that about this person? So that's the only thing with Steve Harvey. Now, I don't believe people should be listening to people on TV anyway for like love or anything like that. That's just my personal opinion. Mm-hmm. But lots of people like that. Like this is someone on TV saying it, it's like gold to them. So, but regarding like the mom or the wife or whoever she is, it's just so common, it's just so common. I'm like, I work with people where it's like, so your boyfriend broke your child's arm and you still here trying to work it out. And so it's just like it's just so rampant, especially sexual assault, especially with children. It's like they pick out the ones that are left alone a lot, the ones that nobody in the family really likes, and God forbid if she's in trouble, then they just zero in on that person so that they could say, oh, she's lying about that, or whatever, like I say, blame the victim type thing. But I really don't understand this, even with me and all of my years of experience of working with people that have children in the system like this. It's still very shocking to me that after this person is this way, and I don't know if you said he got convicted or not, I'm not sure, why are you still trying to get this man? That's the part that I can't really understand. Like, it's not even to me about being desperate anymore. It's just like, are you like, is there something going on up here? Right. Like your job, for me, if I was a parent, my number one job would be to protect my child, right? So it's like, how can you be protective? Like, I just don't understand how. And then I know lots of women, I think I said this to you guys last week. I know lots of women who've been sexually assaulted. Almost every woman I know has had somebody inappropriately do something to them. Mm-hmm. And a lot of them, they told their mom. And the mom didn't do anything. And it's just so sad because it's just like, because then when I see your mom, I'm like giving her the side eye, even though this happened to you 20 years ago. I'm just like, what type of person are you? But that's why I say it's common. It's not anything that I've never heard before, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's very sad when a female, you're going to choose a man over your child. And you're good with, this man history. Of course, we can believe every word you're saying, right? And I have known that to happen too, Nikki. But she's proof of it where the courts is saying all of this, and you still like, send my man home.
And you know what else too? It's really sad, but it's really difficult to prove sexual assault because it's usually only two people, right? The perpetrator and the victim.
Let's say SA.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're fine.
but it's difficult to prove because there's only two people. That's why they always say he said, she said, because it's under the cover of darkness, or they babysitting you, or whatever the case may be. And also too, just because of it's hard to prove any type of trauma, because like honestly, a woman's Mrs. V, is like the inside of your mouth. Like you bite your lip or you bite your jaw, and yeah, the first 2 days it's, you know, you could see, oh, she bit her jaw or bit her lip or whatever. But after 2 days, it's gone. So if this is happening to your 3-year-old, you wouldn't really know after, you know what I mean? Unless you caught them in the act and then you took your daughter or whoever right to the hospital. And that's the other problem. It's like so difficult to prove. But the fact that this person, from what you're saying, I think got convicted and they went to.
He didn't. No, he got.
Oh, he didn't.
He got arrested. He has yet to go to trial for all of his crimes, and they're saying that they still have more charges to add on to the crimes they already charged him with. But the thing is,
she just wants him to get let out while he's waiting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Ain't it insane? Adele, what are your thoughts?
I think that at the end of the day, like it seems that he has something on her, because I don't think I've ever met someone that wants someone so bad that you're gonna choose them over your own daughter. They have a girlfriend, it's okay. You hear all these extra stuff about animals, and it's okay. Like we talked about Wendy Williams. I think Wendy Williams stayed so long with Kevin because he served a purpose. He was helping her staying straight with her drinking, and I believe she understood that, and I really believe that he helped her to stay functional. But with her, it almost feels that he has something so bad on her that she rather you know all of this, but still helping him in one way or the other. Because it's like, why would you want a man that you know do all? I wouldn't want a man that did all those stuff even touch me, much less to want to be with him. Like, there's something that we're not seeing here. There's something not right. Even his girlfriend. Like, I know you can't judge a book by the cover, but it's like you said something when you looked at her picture, and I don't want to. I know you just said it out of jokes, but I felt like there's something that makes you said that I felt in the moment as you said it. It's like, what's happening here? There's something wrong here. But I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't like to make too much conclusion of things, and I wish them well, but it's just there's still more to come. I'm sure. There's something.
Let me say this though, in the desperation of a woman, surely we have seen, maybe not you, I've seen it all the time. I've seen it play out in real life with friends and people that I know. Oh yeah, that desperate. You know this man is a straight fool and doing you dirty, and you refuse to let him go. Wendy Williams is one example. Another example is Ariane and Martell from Love and Marriage Huntsville, and how this side chick really, for some reason, you arguing with the ex-wife thinking you winning. Now that's a whole nother story for another day. You a fool if I ever seen one. This man don't want you. You're convenient for him. Every time he goes and something fails in his life in terms of a relationship with a female, he comes back to Ariane and she's there waiting with open arms and open legs. And something in her head is telling her she's winning. You've been lost, and you really lost when this man had the opportunity when he was single to marry you, and he still didn't ask you. But yet he has repeated out of his mouth 10 times over that he wants to be married and he wants a family and a wife again. But you allow him to come through your legs every single time, and he won't even ask you to be the wife that he really wants. There are tons of females all day long that will discard their children for a man. Now, this is a real life story, and it's an old story. When I think of the name of it, because I want to say the movie came on Lifetime, where the woman literally tried to kill 3 of her kids. She successfully killed 2. One of them lived, but had all kinds of situations with him over a man, because the man she got with did not want children. Wow. And then the actual police ended up adopting. Say that again, Robin.
Susan somebody.
Come on, Robin. And the police ended up adopting the surviving child. This woman, thank you. Come on, Nubian. Yeah, I love you how y'all connect with me.
Thank you, Nubian.
Yes. Okay. She legit took her children out. And the poor child, and this is a true story, the poor daughter in the court, when they said, who pow-powed you? The poor little thing had to point to the mother. And the mother was so sick. She was sitting in court because there was this song that she loved. I forgot who played but she played that role. The actress is very she's a big actress who played her. That woman, because there was this song that she loved. When they was in the court, she was sitting in the court jamming to the song that she took the kids out on or tried to take all of them out on. Because she chose a man over her kids. But this is not nothing unusual. There's females all day long that will choose a man over their kids. And I tell you, and I'm not saying, when I talk your Farrah Fawcett, I love y'all. Y'all be coming with this stuff that be in my head. That's why I need y'all. Now, let me tell you this. I'm not saying my way is the right way. By no means am I saying that. I'm just saying it is a way. My son saw me with nobody but his father. And I did not have no uncles coming around. I did not have people in and out my house. You got to protect your kids, whether it's a boy or a girl, because people are sick. They sick in the head.
Thank you, Diva. Thank you. Because when I say this is what they say. People always be saying, when I say this, they say, well, why don't you talk bad about the person who's around the kid? No, you are the parent. Yes. You are the person who allows your child to be in certain circumstances in life. So I'm tired of this. Oh, wait, you're supposed to condemn the person who did the act. Yes, we do. But if you are the parent of your child, you're supposed to make sure your child is not in danger.
Supposed to protect them. Listen, Tanya, y'all are with me. And this movie was based on a true story. And that song that she was jamming to was Hungry Like a Wolf. I could have jumped through the TV, even though I know Farrah Fawcett was just playing the person. I could have choked her. She played that role. That woman was sick. And yes, the movie was called The Burning Bed, I believe. I thought only one of the kids survived. Okay, 2 of them survived. I know the one had to come in court and point and said, "Mommy is the one that did it to us," because she tried to lie and said that some person came and did it, and she had only got shot in the arm, pow in the arm. It was sick. Yeah. Oh, Susan Smith was a different case. She drowned the 2 kids because the man she wanted didn't want them. Either way, the movie with Farrah Fawcett, she pow-powed the kids. But I'll look it up. But thank you, Adele. Robin, what are your thoughts?
So here's the thing. I want to start by saying that I would like to be diagnosed, Nikki and Adele, because every time we start talking about stuff, I don't know if it's my age or if I have a particular diagnosis that needs to be made. I go right to music. And I'm like, oh, the Brothers Johnson, Strawberry, Letter 22. Anyway, forgive me. That's my own craziness. I'm confused because I recall Steve Harvey really standing for this man as being fine, upstanding. I listened to him every day when I drove to work. I remember the proposal. I remember the courtship and everything. I am very concerned and dubious about Shirley Strawberry, mostly because the man's been in prison or jail, probably still in jail, for almost a year or over a year now at this point. These allegations seem to have a lot of merit, yet she has written a character letter for him. So I feel like there's a lot of different things that are happening but haven't been brought together. Can y'all hear music in the background?
We hear it, but you
okay? Because I don't want you to get dinged for this, so I just want y'all to know I live in the hood, and between the fireworks and the reggaeton, which if it was just the fireworks, I was like, oh, the Battle Hymn of the Republic. Now it's a new way to celebrate the 4th. I don't want you to get dinged, so let me mute.
Okay, all right. And listen, guys. Okay, together we all solved it. But y'all knew I'm coming to you in my opinion. Give me 1 second. We all solved it. Thank you, Increase Matters, because yes, you are right. The movie was called Small Sacrifices, and the mother name was Diane Downs. Look up that story. Very sad, but it's based on a true story. Okay. And so on May 19th, 1983, Diane Downs stops at Mackenzie Hospital and cries for help. She is wounded on her arm, and her 3 children were also wounded seriously. She says a stranger pow-powed them. Okay. But then when they started to dig deeper, they found out that she was a liar. Bottom line, I want to say that 2 of the kids did not make it. Okay. And one of the kids did. And that was the child that they had to put through therapy and had to unfortunately go to court and point out that her mother was the one that did it to them. Or maybe 2 of them survived. And somebody is telling me that she's eligible for parole next year. She should rot in that jail. Rot in that jail. Rot in that jail. When I tell
I'm
you,
tired of parole.
Me too. That movie was so sad. So sad. I'll come back to you, Sebastian. Let me get to in my opinion, what are your thoughts?
You know what? When she wrote that letter to the judge should have locked her up too.
Come on now.
Let's just lock her up, because here's the thing: if the man can't be around animals, okay, he dang sure can't be around no people, okay. So if you did something that egregious and you begging for him to come out, I'm worried about your mental state. Baby, you got something worse than self-love, okay? You gotta love yourself. And you can't love somebody else if you don't first love you.
And she doesn't love herself, right? You can't possibly love
She
yourself.
can't possibly love herself. She don't know what love is. And here it is, you trying to give advice, baby. You need some advice. Let me give you some. If you're listening, go start loving yourself. You need to do some therapy and get work and do for yourself, because this man can't be around you. He can't be around the girlfriend. He can't be around your kid. He can't be around your grandchildren. He can't be around the dog, the cat, the farm, and no. I'm gonna need him to get some therapy. I'm gonna need him to go up under the deepest jail cell they can find. If you can't get it together, then we're gonna put you up under one too.
And I'm not about to be your therapist. Thank you, Carol. Okay, you said 2 of them survived and one of them is physically handicapped now. It's so sad. That was one, and you are correct. As my memory is coming back now, because that cop ended and his wife ended up adopting those 2 kids. Because they even felt so bad that those kids, I can't remember both of them or just one of them, had to literally go in the courtroom and point to the mother and say, "Mommy did it." Child, it's so sad. So anyway, guys,
Auntie Robin, you okay?
Yeah, she okay. She says she got a lot going on over there. She good. Robin is good. Listen, guys, y'all know y'all be hemming me up on these trending topics. Okay, we 2 hours in, and we're about to close this thing out. Happy 4th to everybody. And I'm gonna give y'all 60 seconds, and you give me your final words. Sebastian, what's your final words? Thank you, Carol. Carol, you know what? You remember the story well. Yes, it was so sad. So sad. Sebastian, your final words.
My final words are this: I still stand by that people who have no self-control, who are mentally ill and have no self-control,
Oh my gosh, Sebastian. See, you got to circle back to
don't
that.
deserve to be on regular planes.
I'm gonna beat you.
Second, if this man, Shirley Strawberry needs to get herself away from this man. It's too much. It's too much. Too much baggage. Third, look at Nikki. She's dying. This cake situation, I am disgusted that a woman was practically, her soul left her body. She was put to the floor. Come on now, over some alleged cake.
Soul left her body. I cannot with you. Sebastian, happy 4th. I cannot. No filter. What are your final thoughts? No filter. Are you there? It's so you're on mute. Okay, I don't know. Maybe no filter left us. Okay, Chef Kev, what are your final thoughts?
Real quick, mental health is real.
Yes.
But like she said, no one on the plane are doctors or nurses, so you should be checked out before you get on a plane. I don't know how they're gonna do that. The second thing is cops need to be trained or retrained on how to
Yes,
deal with people. That's
yes.
very important. You're supposed to protect people, not harm people.
Yes.
And the last thing is first of all, how can you give advice, and how low of yourself do you think of yourself when you are supporting someone who is doing all these crimes
Yeah.
and doing all these things? I mean, you have a career, you
Yeah.
make decent, you make good money, you live
Yes.
a good lifestyle. Why would you risk that all? Like
Woo.
technically he has nothing to lose. You have
Yes.
everything to lose. You
Come on,
have the
Chef
name,
Kev.
you have the finances. So I mean, to the ladies out there, ain't nobody penis that good for you to lose everything you worked for. And you 60 plus years old. If it was a 25-year-old, I might have gave it, okay, she a young, dumb, whatever.
Right.
You 60 plus years old, almost 70. If you ain't got it together now, I mean, because this is what went through my mind for a half a second. Is she part of the situation? Was she involved in it since she knew the
Well,
girlfriend?
somebody else was alluding to that. I think Adele was saying that. Adele was saying that. Is
she
she
part of the
standing
situation?
behind him so that she doesn't go down somehow,
Where
somewhere?
she helped luring these young ladies over to the house. You know what I'm saying? So these are things like that. So, so that's what's going on. So that's it.
Thank you.
Happy 4th, everyone.
Yeah, happy 4th. Zeta, I'm going to do I Love and Marriage Detroit. I am. Bell Collective, I have to go back too far because I never watched it, and I would have to see all the previous seasons. So I'm not sure about Bell Collective, even though everybody's been asking me, but I'm definitely going to do Love and Marriage Detroit. So I'm going to probably do 2 still videos on episode 1 and 2. And then maybe 3, we will recap live and, kind of work our way through it together. But they cutting up over there. So yes, I am. Emmanuel, we're closing out. What are your quick thoughts?
Hey, I just wanted to say I agree. People need to behave on the airplane because it's already a scary experience going on the airplane. So to have people be acting up, no. The other people, let the people eat the cake. They're not going to go bankrupt for having a slice of cake, and that the use of force in that situation was ridiculous. And then the last thing of Steve Harvey, people need to stop taking advice from him, especially on who to marry. Look what happened with Cynthia Bailey.
Point blank in a period. Boom. Nikki, your final thoughts?
I don't even know. You can skip me. I can't remember. Sorry.
Okay. Adele, your final thoughts?
I love you guys. I had a great evening with you guys. Take care of your mental health.
Yeah.
And enjoy the rest of your 4th of July. And happy Canada Day to us.
No Filter, are you back? Your final thoughts? Okay, not there. Dustin, your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are I had a wonderful time on the panel tonight, and we'll see you soon. And hopefully I'll see you again tomorrow night, Diva.
Sounds good.
Love you
back.
Love you
back. Good night, Best IBK. Kat said yes, Adele. Robin, your final thoughts?
Happy 4th. This was a lot of fun. My favorite segment tonight was the throwbacks, and I'm in the hood, so they get throwing it out.
Raise the roof, Diva. Raise the roof.
Raise the roof. In my opinion, your final thoughts?
I'm gonna need some women. I'm gonna need these women to start loving themselves. Because self-love is so important, not just for somebody to come in your life, but for your well-being, your mental health, and your all-around health. Like, we got to start loving ourselves. We got to start treating ourselves like you expect these men to treat you. Treat yourself, well. Love on you.
Yeah. Facts.
Get that book by Jay Shetty. He'll teach you how to love yourself.
Come on now. And this is the book we will be recapping. Roof.
Raise
We're
the
up
roof,
to Rule
Steve.
4.
Raise the roof.
Are we up to Rule 4? In my opinion, I can't remember.
Yes, we'll be on 4 this Saturday.
Yeah, 4 is going to be this Saturday. I mean, it's an amazing book. Get it, and you'll love it, and you'll learn to love yourself, so you won't end up in a Wendy Williams or a Shirley Strawberry situation.
Well, Shirley Strawberry worse than Wendy. I mean, at least Kevin went out there doing nothing to the animals.
Well, that's facts. That's facts. Listen, guys, love y'all. Thank y'all for spending the 4th of July with me. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see you
Always,
next
Diva.
time. All right. Have a good night. Bye.
Have a good night,
Bye.
Diva.